Thanks everyone for joining us today, Wednesday, November 12th for the Richmond Community School Board meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. He's charged with the I can't even talk today. Mission and vision statement.
Mission statement: Richmond Community Schools guide students on pathways of learning to a future of limitless possibilities.
Vision statement: Richmond Community Schools, a collaborative community nurturing mind, body, and spirit to prepare students for lives of choice, purpose, and service.
Great. Moving on to celebrations, Dr. Wright.
President Pickering, Trustees, I'm going to ask that Mr. Richard Haynes Baker, Director of Student Support Services and Communication, to join us for the acknowledgement of this evening's honoree. Mrs. Hazel Baker, welcome back.
Hello. Tonight we have quite the agenda, so I apologize. And my goal is to try to get everybody out of here by 6. So we're going to do it with the whole team. All right. So my first introduction tonight is Mr. Vegas Ferguson. Mr. Ferguson. Tonight we celebrate Mr. Vegas Ferguson, our attendance officer and longest serving active administrator at Richmond Community Schools. On September 8th, Mr. Ferguson was recognized as a distinguished administrator at the Indian Association of Public School Superintendents Annual Conference, joining some of Indiana's most transformative educational leaders. Please join me with welcoming my co-worker and my friend, Vegas Ferguson. He brought his award.
Well, Dr. Wright may be trying today. But again, it's turn around and go going the wrong way. There you go.
Tell us a little bit about the ceremony and what you attended.
The conference is Dr. Wright's involved in it. It's just a uplifting conference. It's administrative of color, and they really do a lot to promote more individuals more minorities getting into education in the higher ranks in terms of superintendents, assistant superintendents, principal. And I was just amazed. I mean, just to go there, see these individuals doing what they're doing, and again, promoting nothing but goodness. And again, I don't have any words. I mean, I'm thankful to Dr. Wright for just thinking about, again, nominating me for this award. Again, I can't say enough about Richmond. Me getting into administration, and what I've learned over the years. And coming from Richmond, most of you guys on the board, I've seen some of you guys walk the hallway. So and to see you in your rooms has really meant a lot to me. And so I'm just thankful for Dr. Wright and his wisdom to nominate me for this award, and again to be recognized in the state and putting Richmond on the map as a place that you can grow and do good things. And I thank him again, and I thank the board for what you guys are doing. You're trying to help us and getting our kids ready for life. Okay, and I thank you for what you do. And that's all I have to say. Anything else you want me to ask you? But again, thank you again for your recognizing this, and again, I'll wish you the best.
You know that's right.
You know that's right. Thank you.
We can't let you escape just that easy.
Don't ask the board, man.
The board may have some questions, comments, statements themselves.
No, I just want to say congratulations. Obviously, I've known you forever. I think you were athletic director.
Yes, I
was
was.
in high
Back in the
school.
day.
So, you and Aaron kind of go way back for me. But no, congratulations. We appreciate that you're even still here and around and always with a smile on your face. So.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Because again, it's about kids. It's about community, and you guys are about that as well. And let's do the best we can do for our community, and instilling in others that to do the right thing. I just beat people down, because I lift them up, and that's what we're here to do. Other questions?
I just want to personally congratulate you.
Thank you. And again, I know I've said it before, and I'll say it without being emotional this evening. Thank
I
you.
was about to get emotional. Man.
Yes, 93, as Ms. Pickering mentioned, during our freshman year, I invited you to Mrs. Stoner's Career Center class as my guest speaker. I think it was your second year as administrator. And again, a little known fact, you are the current longest tenured serving administrator in our entire corporation. So this is long overdue. And this is just the tip of the iceberg as to what's to come 12 years from now when you retire. 12 years from now. Yes.
Well, like I say, it goes back to giving back. You know,
That's right.
Somebody gave to me, and I wanted to give back to the community. So,
And that's what I remember the most about that particular morning that you visited Mr. Stoner's class to share with us as to why you came home to Richmond to serve and to give back, to pay it forward. And I've shared with our board time again. I've shared with so many folks. It inspired me to come home. So congrats.
I'm glad you came home.
Yes, sir.
You're doing a great job. Don't take it over here. Might be Kim in here too.
Thank you. All right. Our next celebration honors Richmond High School freshman Xander Herrick, who has had an extraordinary debut at tennis season here at Richmond High School. Xander won the sectional championship in October with a dominant 6-0, 6-0 victory over Lincoln, advanced to individual regionals, and finished with an incredible 21-1 record. Is that right? 23. I'm sorry. I got it wrong. This freshman phenom has quickly become one of our Richmond High School's most successful athletes. So please join me in introducing him.
Before we get started, I want to thank Dr. Wright, Rachel Etherington, and Mr. Lee for coming to one of my games at regionals, the first round. So thank you for coming out. I don't know what to say really, but just say it was a fun season overall, and I love playing. The sectionals, it was very fun, even though it wasn't the closest. It's always just fun to play tennis. So.
And you prefer singles over doubles?
Yeah.
You like,
Yeah, I can play too, but I'm way better at singles.
yeah, you are. And how long have you been playing tennis?
Like 5 years now, but like 3 years competitively with tournaments.
Good.
So,
And do you play any additional sports as well?
I play soccer sometimes in the spring.
Good.
I used to be on boys' middle school cross country and track. So,
And how's it going as a freshman being at the high school?
it's fun. It's more homework than last year.
And what did you bring with you tonight?
My mom.
Okay. Good. Good.
And Mrs. Herrick, if you don't mind standing for a round of applause.
Do you have any questions?
I just want to say congratulations. I know you because of soccer, because you're actually a great soccer player. So I just wanted to tell you that. I was shocked when they told me that you were playing tennis. I was like, he plays tennis? And then when you were winning, I was like, maybe he's pretty good at tennis. You know, maybe he's better at tennis than he is soccer. But I've always thought of you as a great soccer player. But this tells a lot about who you are, character-wise. You're courageous, everything about you. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Xander, are you planning on playing possibly in college? Is that
Yeah,
an
that's
aspiration?
cool. I want to play. I want to play D1, but my dream is to play professionally at the Grand Slam and win one. So
Amen, brother.
probably won't.
So we should get our autographs now, right?
Yes.
When we're here.
Well, they're still free.
Yes.
I simply want to just again congratulate you. As has been mentioned, you're truly accomplishing things as a young phenom freshman that others have not been capable of. But watching you compete, it reminded me of my freshman days of just being tenacious, but your calm, cool, collected, patient, and poised approach. I think you get from your mother. I'm sorry, I want to see if I was going to get that response from your mother, but I know your father couldn't be here, but watching his calm, cool, collected patience and poise while they both were in support is remarkable. But again, as I said to you on that day, this is your freshman level accomplishment. As you continue to move forward and propel in the sport, we plan to celebrate you every year because, again, you're definitely destined to star. So congratulations.
All right. Our final celebration tonight honors the entire staff of Charles Elementary School. And as you see, many of us wore blue because of this great award. So Charles Elementary School has been selected as a Blue Ribbon School by the Indiana Department of Education, a prestigious recognition that celebrates exemplary academic performance and achievement. This honor reflects the dedication, hard work, and commitment of every teacher, administrator, and staff member who contributes to the success of these students each and every day. Please join me in welcoming Charles Elementary.
Great job, Mrs. Gerard, in calling them all up. They are reserved and humble and shy, but yes, if they all could join you, that'd be great.
So as you are all probably very well aware, I actually got to join this wonderful staff and start working with them in the beginning of this school year, July. So I kind of walked into this situation of finding out that they had applied for this wonderful ribbon, and I didn't actually do a lot of the work. Miss Weber did. So she's going to share a little bit of data with you guys so you kind of have an understanding of where it came from, where it was. But just understand that this is a huge award. Like, there are very, very, very few schools in the state of Indiana that have been recognized for this. And this staff is amazing. They work hard every day. They are top tier teachers. And I'm very proud to serve alongside with them. So without further ado, I'm gonna let Kim take over and tell you about the data and how we got there. Actually, can we go ahead and do introductions first? Oh, yes. Yes. So introduce yourself and then the rest of you. I'm Kim Weber, I'm the instructional coach.
I'm Janet Jones, second grade.
Susan Holland, we're third grade.
Denise Lewis, special ed.
Caitlin Hunter, first grade.
Kylie Sutherland, intervention.
And many more who couldn't be here.
That's right. That's good.
So I really would like to thank you for this opportunity to tell our story. Like Ashley said, this is a really big deal, and so we need to take time to tell you how and why we're here. So we received notification from the U.S. Department of Education back in the spring saying that we had been nominated as a Blue Ribbon School in Indiana. It said in the letter that we were one of 8. We were chosen because of our federal report card and how we exceeded expectations. And so I'd like to tell you a little bit about how we grew many of our subcategories, because closing achievement gaps is what we're doing here at Charles. So our bottom 25% of our students, those are the ones that weren't performing as well. We were looking at the 23 iLearn scores in comparison to the 24 iLearn scores. So we had the bottom 25% of our students that grew 8% on the 24 iLearn, on ELA, and 15% on math. But when we look at our top 75%, we grew them 30% on ELA and 27% on math. And so growing our higher kids is a really big accomplishment. But we have these subgroups that we're very proud of because we had some work to do, and we still have work to do. But in our multiracial population, on the 23 iLearn, we did not meet expectations. But on that 24 iLearn, we moved to the category of approaching expectations. So you can see we've got places to go. For our Black population, we did not meet on the 23 iLearn, but we are approaching on the 24 iLearn. For our white population, we had met expectations on the 23 iLearn, but we exceeded expectations on the 24 iLearn. Our Hispanic population, we didn't have a rating because we didn't have as many students on the 23 iLearn, but the 24 iLearn we did, and we met expectations there. The one that I think we're very proud of for sure is our special education population. On the 23 I learned, we did not meet expectations, but on the 24 I learned, we did. So we moved 2 rating scales. All the while maintaining our rating of meeting expectations for our free and reduced lunch. We didn't grow them, but we continue to maintain. So when we look at our pass rate on that growth from the 23-24 I learned, we increased our ELA scores overall 23%, and we increased our pass rate for math I learned at 21%. So neck and neck, we're growing both. So we're really proud of that. So after being notified, Mr. Jones and I had to fill out an application. It was very lengthy. We had to answer questions about our demographics, our parent involvement, our community partnerships, our culture, our MTSS process, and our curriculum, and probably other things that I left out. But it was a long process, and luckily we had a good month to complete that. We also, to be chosen, had to meet the state performance targets for the 25 I learned. We don't have a federal report card for that, but we know that we met that expectation. So you're probably wondering how, like, we want everybody to be part of this and doing the same things that are happening at Charles. And I went around today and I was asking teachers as I saw them in the teacher workroom or in a planning meeting, how did we get here? What do you think? And they told me 5 things were still kind of threading through. And high expectations was one. We set those for our students and our teachers. We're all working hard to do our best. Another one that came through was accountability. We depend on each other to do our part. We spend some time analyzing our standards vertically from one grade to the next. So we know that we have to do our work in kindergarten, and then that creates opportunities for our 4th grade to do their work because we don't want to have to fill in more gaps by the time they make it to 4th grade. Another biggie was professionalism. We show up. We have great attendance at Charles. We deliver high quality instruction that is student centered and it's rigorous. Another one that came through was follow through. So we have teacher created systems in place, and that results in buy-in from our teachers. That means we focus on what we can control and not complain or worry and talk a lot about what we can't. We don't dwell on those parts. The big one, the one that I'm the most proud of, is our collaboration. It is our greatest strength. It has helped build a culture of trust and respect. And one of our teachers back here said, it's a safe place. We can be vulnerable and we can ask for help from each other. So I'd like to talk to you briefly about our collaboration because we do plan together every week because we want learning equitable for all of our students. That's how we're closing gaps. We meet monthly in MTSS meetings for the grade levels so we can target our tier 2 and tier 3 students. We goal set, and then we progress monitor them. And lastly, the most important one is we meet weekly in a K through 2nd and a 3rd through 4th grade cluster to analyze work, the student work. Without a doubt, our partnership with NIET has helped us create a consistent routine in which we develop and apply best practices in teaching that focus on one goal, which is why I think we are where we are. That one goal for 6 to 8 weeks. So this is how we created a recipe for success for our students. We have provided them with the ingredients to reach academic achievement. We couldn't be prouder of them for applying what they've learned on the high stakes I Learned test. The Blue Ribbon Award, like Mrs. Gerard said, is a really big deal. Only 6 public schools in the state out of about 1,350 schools were chosen. There were 11 total, 5 were private. And so we're happy that our students were able to apply that. We're super proud of them, and we can't wait to see where we can take them. Thank you.
Questions?
I mean, I could say congratulations. I know a lot of you guys on the board, especially Miss Jones and Miss Hollingsworth. They have taught my kids, and my kids were pretty good. I hope they were, but really, you guys truly are amazing. As all the schools are that we have here in elementary, but you guys have pride, the joy. I love that collaboration, follow through, professionalism, accountability, and high expectations. I love that. I think that resembles what that reward is, and to me, that is contagious. I like to use that word contagious, and I think we need to be contagious throughout the district of what you guys are doing. So successful. So thank you.
I'll say when Kristen and I came in to visit, we were working with Mrs. Weber, and you guys hadn't quite gotten the yes yet, and just the excitement that you had. You were like, I think maybe this is going to happen. So congratulations in person to all of you. This is very exciting, and you guys are making us proud. So thanks.
I would just want to add congratulations. I'd love to hear the analysis of the why that you got there so it can spread. I think that's really impactful and important. And what I heard too was just high teacher efficacy, the belief that no matter what challenges our students come to school with, that we have the power as educators to make a difference, and you're making a difference. So thank you.
Yes, definitely congratulations. 3 of my kiddos have been through Charles. The last one, my money's worth. But and I went to Charles, and it's near and dear to my heart. And you see it when you walk in. You feel it when you walk in the building. Just like a lot of our schools, but I just happen to get to see you guys so much more. So, but congratulations, you guys. I mean, you work hard. Everyone always has a smile on their face, which I know is sometimes hard when you're working with kids every day and all day, and you're putting in so much work. But I appreciate you all so much. So.
Congrats. I don't think it's any, just along the lines of what you just said. I heard your daughter goes there, by the way.
She's a favorite teacher.
So I know one of the teachers there fairly well. So, but I think even during summer school, just that welcoming, I don't think it's any coincidence that the results in summer school were really, really solid. I think it's that culture that's been created there. So, obviously the collaboration and whatnot and everything that Weber mentioned, I've seen it on many weekends out on the boat. That continues outside of work too. But no, it's just a great environment, and you guys are just awesome at what you do. So definitely appreciate it.
I truly appreciate you all highlighting how big of a deal that this is. Of course, as we know, and we greatly appreciate our leaders here in the Hoosier State for continuing the Blue Ribbon Acknowledgement. We know that this was a national award that you all received until here recently. Regardless, you all have continued to exemplify what it is that within our professional learning community and within our professional learning organization we strive to do, which is provide those rigorous experiences and heartfelt experiences for our faculty, staff, and students. I've said it time and again, and you all will continue to hear me say that our teachers are our most impactful, influential, and important people in our classrooms. And so there at Charles, as I referenced in my press release, there at Charles, there at Crestdale, there at Westview, at Star, at Vale, at Fairview, within our intermediate and high school levels, great things are happening because of the intentionality of educators and the leadership in those respective schools. So continue to set that bar high, continue to maintain such heights. I appreciate you referencing the collaborative nature, the sustainability of the systems and structures in place. When I sit back and think at Charles Elementary School, as you mentioned, one of 2 public schools acknowledged. The others were private or parochial schools. Right here in Little Richmond, we're doing amazing and profound things. To know that our high school students, many of them above 2.5, just received acknowledgement and acceptance into any university east here locally. So they, if they would so choose, have their college already figured out for them. We have at Dennis Middle School a principal who, for 2 years in a row, has been identified as the principal of the year, and most likely she'll take home the state award. Again, as I referenced to the elementaries, intermediate, and at the high school, achievement is on the rise. At each level, there was growth, but Charles definitely continues to be that Pied Piper. We definitely appreciate what it is you all have done. On behalf of Mr. Jones, congratulations as well. We'd be remiss if we didn't reference his presence and his leadership as well. So thank you. Congratulations.
All right, guys, just right here. You want to go back here? We're going to take a make a best. Thank you.
No.
Moving on, and we have no public commentary. Up next is our public hearing in regards to our Head Start leases. So I will convene and call to order the public hearing on proposed leases. This is a single public hearing on 3 separate proposed leases. Do we need to take a motion first and then Karen will present?
Pardon?
Do we need to do a motion?
No, just declare the public hearing open.
Okay. Officially declare the public hearing open. Thank you. So, I can't scroll in the thing just in context. So, I believe we have a presentation by Ms. Gelf.
We have talking points.
Talking points would be great.
Yes. All right.
Welcome back, Mrs. Scout.
Yeah, good evening. So tonight we're going to talk about the 3 leases that we have. They are available on our website in totality, and we're going to cover the parts and pieces of them just for the members of the public, and then we will invite any public commentary at that point or questions on them at the conclusion of this this brief synopsis and presentation. So first we'll cover the general terms of the leases. They are all similar in these areas. They are 3 separate legal notices that were covered in the Palladium item. They were published on November 1st. And then each of them is for a 5-year term beginning October 1 of 2025. Yes, that is a retroactive date. It is the date that RCS was awarded the Head Start grant. So it aligns with the time in which RCS became the Head Start agent for Wayne County. The terms of the lease all contain a termination clause, which discusses early termination for the following possible causes. 1, RCS loses the federal Head Start grant or early Head Start grant funding. 2, if year over year we see a reduction to that Head Start grant funding at the federal level of 7.5% or more, that could cause early termination. And then lastly, after the first 2 years, after year 2, of the lease term, and upon at least 1 year's given notice after that 2nd year of the lease term, RCS can cancel a lease and transfer the operations of the Head Start or Early Head Start or programs to one of its own facilities if it is able to accommodate Head Start and Early Head Start programming. The next term is an option to renew. Also contained in each of the leases is that RCS has the option for 2 2-year period renewals with an option
for rental adjustments based on CPI and all index factor. As to the terms on security deposits, there is none required by RCS. As to late charges for delinquent rental payments, 5% of any unpaid portion of rental assessed after 10 business days from the due date set in the leases will incur a late charge. Term 6, utilities. All are paid by RCS. If facilities are shared with another tenant or with the landlord, RCS can require separate metering or measuring of utility usage. Maintenance. Routine maintenance systems, up to $7,500 per lease year will be paid by RCS. Major repairs of $7,500 or more will be paid by the landlord. Insurance. RCS carries third-party liability insurance for its operations on the leased sites that will name the landlord as additional insured. RCS insures its own personal property for casualty losses used in the programming at the sites. The landlord carries casualty insurance on the building and appurtenances. Property taxes will be paid by the landlord. All right, terms specific to each lease. So the first lease is for the property at 1322 Northwest 5th Street. This is considered the Mapleton building to those of us who make sure that the Head Start programming is identified with a little bit simpler terms than just a property address. The owner of that property is E&S Real Estate, LLC. The monthly rent for that property is $7,000 monthly. This is a $400 increase over the prior lease with the prior tenant. However, our lease does not have all of the same terms, so just clarification on that for the public purpose. And then it is used for both Head Start and Early Head Start programming. The next property is at 1900 South L Street in Richmond. This is what we call the Early Head Start building. The owner of that property is Decal Properties, LLC. The monthly rent for that property is $3,150. This is the same rent as the prior tenant held, and then it is also used for primarily Early Head Start programming. However, it can be used for Head Start programming. And then 1845 West Main Street, Richmond. This is considered the administration building for those of us in the Head Start program. The owner is Decal Properties, 1845 LLC. The monthly rent on this property is $10,000. This is the same rental as what was with the prior tenant, and it is also used for both Head Start and Early Head Start programming. It is primarily the site of all administrative offices for the Head Start program as well. All right. That, without further ado, is the synopsis of the leases.
Okay. I will open the hearing for any public commentary or questions that anyone may have. Okay. I'm hearing none. That is great. So I will invite a motion and a second to close the public hearing. So moved. It's a motion by Member Holt and a second by Member Graham. Any questions or comments? Edward?
I just want to thank Ron for your work on this. I feel like you did a great job of putting that those lists together, and you listened to our concerns, and that was reflected on.
And I appreciate the board focusing on those concerns, and I guess I was a little reticent. I would say is a better term, because everything you'd read at the time we were doing this on the. When you Google anything, you'll get the right answers. Of course, we know that, but it's nationally, and this national administration has been very guarded, if you will, in its support for continuing Head Start. And if the Heritage Foundation's Project 2025 suggested that all funding be cut, and thankfully that hasn't happened. And I think we built in enough protections that if it were to happen, even at the 7.5% level, if we can make adjustments in our operations, what have you, we could still probably continue to operate, but at least it gives us the option. And then the board's, I think, insight in protecting the outcome of what might be your strategic planning to enable sites that we might not presently see as being suitable, but become suitable over a time period that would be fair to the landlord and would allow appropriate time for making the probably significant renovations and adjustments that have to be made to meet the very stringent standards for sites. I think all that is just combined to make it fairly workable. And I think obviously everybody understands that. I think maybe we're a little bit egocentric in doing this, but we believe that if we have more input in the instructional component, it'll translate into a work product that's going to inure to the benefit of kids that are in RCS in the future.
In addition to the acknowledgement, again, Attorney Kroll says the truth and nothing but, as we all know. But I also would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge Mrs. Scout, Mrs. Margaret, and our fearless director of Head Start, Mrs. Eloriaga, for the efforts, resilient efforts that they put forth. Again, Attorney Kroll says by far the best of the very best with his guidance and their resiliency for providing some services for kids that will be remarkable, and we'll see that much more benefit years to come. And so thank you all.
We will go to a roll call vote since we have a virtual participant. So, Member Brand.
Aye.
Member Breton.
Aye.
Member Loriaga.
Aye.
Pickering. Aye. Member Stevens.
Aye.
What are we voting on? Can you,
Oh, to close the
public hearing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Member Stoltz. Aye. Okay. Vote passes 6-0. Okay. Moving on to consent items. No. No, I thought that was in the second part. 6.2. Do I need to do a motion? Maybe it is. Do I need to do a motion to also approve the? I guess this is. Oh, this is.
I'm not sure what they're asking.
During the public hearing, the publications to do a motion. During public hearing.
We do have proofs of publication of the public hearing notices, so there's a motion to approve those and have them become part of the record would be appropriate.
Okay.
Which they are here.
We don't want to be during the hearing later.
So I can do it now or later? Now?
You do that.
Okay. So I entertain a motion to vote and approve proofs of publication of the public hearing notices and to make them part of the record.
So moved.
Second.
So motion by Member Stoltz and a second by Member Brand. And we'll call a roll call vote.
I'm sorry, I was not sure what was the motion.
This motion is to approve the proofs of publication and the public hearing notices. Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Member Brand.
Aye.
Member Breton.
Aye.
Member Loriaga.
Aye.
Pickering. Aye. Member Stevens.
Aye.
Member Stoltz. Aye. Vote passes 6-0. Okay. So yes, sorry, moving on to HR consent. We'll entertain a motion, but we need to pull.
Make a motion to pull myself out of the extra duty employment for a second.
We'll table.
Just modify the order of proceedings to vote on the consent items, including whatever that one item is. And your appointment is in front of me. And then we'll deal with that separately.
Okay. So motion to approve all consent items and addendum less
me.
less.
Okay.
And I'll second that motion.
That was a motion by Member Brand and a second by Member Stoltz, Mr. Stevens.
Will we have an agenda? Did we have agendas?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, any questions or comments? Okay, I will call roll call vote since we have a virtual participant. Member Brand.
This is without me.
This is without you.
Okay. Aye.
Bretton.
Aye.
Loriaga.
Aye.
Pickering. Nay. Stevens.
Nay.
Stoltz.
Aye.
Okay. Vote passes 4-2. Now I'll entertain a motion to vote on Mr. Brand's. Sure.
I will make that motion.
Second.
It's a motion by Member Stoltz, a second by Member Loriaga. Mr. Stevens, this is a motion to vote on Member Brand's EC appointment.
Yes.
Okay. Call roll call vote. Member Brett.
Aye.
Member Loriaga.
Aye.
Member Pickering as aye. Member Stevens.
Aye.
Member Stoltz.
Aye.
Vote passes with 4 votes and 1 abstention.
5 votes, I think.
What?
5 votes and 1 abstention.
Sorry, 5 is a really. There's a lot happening today. Okay. Moving on to action items. Up first is item 6.01, donations.
Move to accept the donations as presented.
Second.
Actually, are we not? What about the rest of consent?
If we can approve that's approved.
I thought you just pulled out the addendum.
You know, you just pulled up, so.
I just thought myself.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Okay, well then, my motion stands in regards to the donations.
Okay. Okay. It's a motion by Member Stoltz and a second by Member Brand. Any questions or comments? Just wanted to say thank you so much. Our donations totaled $8,774. Obviously, lots of help for that 8th grade trip, which is always a big thing. And we just really appreciate anyone who takes the time to even think of us and donate to our kiddos' programs. So I will call a roll call vote. Member Brand.
Yes. Aye. Sorry, I was looking at things.
Member Broughton.
Aye. For real tonight.
Member Loriaga.
Aye.
Member Pickering is aye. Member Stevens.
Aye.
Member Stoltz.
Aye.
Vote passes 6-0. Then up next we have Head Start leases. You guys have the.
If you'd like, I can give you a quick overview.
Okay, I was just gonna have him make them up.
Having had the public hearing, I think
Okay.
then you need to make 2 findings. One, that
Right.
as it relates to each needs, one that the facilities are needed, and obviously they're needed for post-program integration, and 2, that the rentals are fair and reasonable. And I think Karen indicated as she went through each one that most of these are carryovers from a very, intentional system of making sure that federal funds were being appropriately spent. So I think on that evidentiary basis, I think there's evidence to support the motion that is the first motion in front of you.
Okay. Great.
I move this board to find, I move this board find that the facilities to be leased are needed for operations of the Head Start programs. That the rentals proposed to be paid are reasonable, and that the leases be signed by the board president and secretary.
I'll second that motion.
So motion by Member Bland and a second by Member Stoltz. Any comments or questions? I'll roll call. Member Brand.
Aye.
Member Brunton.
Aye.
Member Loriaga.
Aye.
Member Pickering, aye. Member Stevens.
Aye.
Member Schultz.
Aye.
Vote passes 6-0. There's a second motion.
I move that the administration is directed to cause legal notice of the execution of the leases to be advertised according to the provisions of Indiana Code 5-3-1.
I'll second that motion.
So motion by Member Brand and a second by Member Schultz. Any questions or comments?
I would just explain that publication starts a 30-day potential remonstrance opportunity. This is very similar to what we did on our lease and bonding, but it's just a little different context. And we have already committed to the landlords that we will go ahead and make the payments. They will in fact agree that should there be a remonstrance that would be successful, that will be paid to the school corporation. A highly esoteric and theoretical, I don't think probable eventuality, but at least it's being projected.
Roll call vote. Member Brand.
Aye.
Member Breton.
Aye.
Member Loriaga.
Aye.
Member Pickering. Aye. Member Stevens.
Aye.
Member Schultz.
Aye.
Vote passes 6-0. So, up next, speaking of content subject, so we've got a lot today. So moving to open forum. Does anyone have any items to discuss or bring up?
I have a couple. I've noticed tonight when Charles teachers and administrators were speaking that they use the words high expectations and rigor. And I hear that. I heard it this week in a Vail classroom from a teacher that's in the audience. And I also heard it at Westview a few weeks ago. And I think it's just really important that we hear that because we know that's what's going on in our classrooms is the high expectation. And I also hear at the NIET and leadership that is, and Reading Street that is pushing the higher expectations too. I wanted to say I appreciated hearing that because I could speak for myself and I want to speak for everyone, but we have high expectations for the students at RCS also. And then I guess I wanted to mention also collective bargaining. I don't know if you're going to speak to that or, but we've had 4 different sessions of collective bargaining and we were happy to report that we have a tentative agreement and it was a great collaboration with the REA and administration and the board. So we are excited about that collaboration and results of that.
Yes, I just, tacking on to that, it was my first year on the bargaining team. So, I actually somewhat enjoy that. It is long days at times, but it really is, we are all, looking and trying to make, what's in the best interest of our kids and our teachers and staff. And, you really do shake hands when it's all said and done, which is always promising. And I couldn't even go to sleep when I got home after. It was a late night, that final one. And because you're just like, what do I do now? Yeah. So, but I think we all got to a really great place. So hopefully they do meet tomorrow, teachers, right? To ratify. So you're crossed, but.
And then you will have a pre-ratification public hearing.
Yes, we have one scheduled for the 24th. Yeah. Yes, we will all meet and go through the motions. So, anything else? Next, we will go to a preview of upcoming meetings. We're getting to the holidays, so all getting scrambled. Our next policy meeting is Monday, November 17th, 2025, here in the boardroom at 4 p.m. We did make that one a little later in hopes that teachers could come, staff members who wanted to kind of come and join in, and we appreciate feedback that we get for those policies. And the next regular business meeting is Wednesday, December 10th, 2025. I did just mention we have one scheduled for November 24th. It's sort of always our catch-all meeting right before Thanksgiving, and it just happens this year we will use that for ratification
of the teacher contract and any little odds and ends that we might need to meet and get done before Thanksgiving, which is already here. So kind of surprising. But up next, adjournment and bell ringer, Dr. Wright.
President Pickering, trustees, prior to moving to the adjournment and bell ringer, bring our very exciting Bridget Hazelbaker back up during your human resources and addendum approval. You will then approve 3 different administrative reassignments. And just to acknowledge that Stephen Henson was approved to join us in central office as our soon-to-be Director of Human Resources from December 1st. On that same day, Mrs. Cassandra Lavino will assume the helm there at Hibbert Program Building, and Mr. Stacy Mops, our current Director of Human Resources, will transition to Chief of Operations. And so Mr. Hensley, I know, is in the audience with his better half, and we definitely appreciate in advance the service that he'll be exhibiting, and we definitely hope that Mrs. Hensley will help that work-life balance once he arrives home. Mr. Mops, of course, is in the audience, and we appreciate his continued service. And Mrs. Loudermilk, again, is returning here to Hibbert school community that she knows all too well, and they know her, and the faculty, staff, and students will truly be well served. And so with that, we extend our appreciation. Mrs. Hazelbaker.
For a bell ringer recognition, I'm pleased to announce that our board president, Ken Pickering, has been recognized by the Indiana School Board Association as one of our only 25 school board presidents statewide to earn the 2025 Board President's Gold Seal Leadership Certification, which is ISDA's highest leadership credential. Over the past 9 months, President Pickering completed rigorous professional development in areas critical to our district's success, facilitating effective board meetings, strategic planning for student achievement, superintendent evaluation, and building collaborative partnerships. This certification reflects President Pickering, that's hard, man, President Pickering, commitment to excellence in governance and student-focused leadership. Please join me in congratulating her on this outstanding achievement that benefits our entire Richmond Community Schools family. Congratulations. Anybody have any questions for Ms. Bethany?
Celebrity status.
Yeah.
No, I actually was gonna give a synopsis of what I had to go through, but I know a couple of you have asked me about it, but yeah, I think it was great. Mr. Horton isn't here yet, unfortunately. But he's coming tonight to do our board assessment, and it's sort of his launch of a program. But yeah, I felt like being a new member and coming into the president's role, it would be just a really good opportunity, not even just for being on the board, just my own personal development. So, and it was a lot, but president's leadership seminar, we had a couple of district meetings with presidents in the spring and summer. There's one in the fall, I think it's next week. And then I did do a collective bargaining seminar, which was great. I'm sure Amy Matthews led a lot of that. It's the first time I met Amy. So, just a lot of information and just getting to talk and meet with other presidents and hear their stories. And, we're not that bad. But it's we all face the same challenges and we all come from different places and different backgrounds, but it was really good to kind of share that information. Dr. Ray joined on a couple, which was great, and we got to hear from some other superintendents on some, and hear their perspective and so super. But, yeah. I didn't expect them to send out this big thing, but that's okay. So, great.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Great. Okay. I guess then it's meeting adjourned.